Hey everybody, welcome to the Joya channel, and I am recording this video December 30th, 2023. I am so excited about the new year. The end of the year has wrapped up really strong for me, and this video will be a longer video, so I hope that if you are following me or if you are thinking about following me, then you will understand that I needed to produce this longer content because when you are a creator and life just continues to go on, it's hard sometimes to pause and really gather and weave all of your thoughts together. I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time, like a very long time. And between my birthday and also me now being an executive director of my own organization, there's just been a lot of housekeeping things that I needed to do to make sure my life kept afloat. But I still was thinking of you. I actually got a really great message from someone on YouTube that said one of my videos from like 4 years ago that doesn't have a lot of views. And this was actually a video I did after a breakup. It's called When Closure Goes Wrong. I definitely will link it in the description. And they told me that the video really helped them. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad that these videos are helping somebody. It's a lot to talk about, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. I want to give my commentary on so many trending topics, and I know some of you may consider them old or dated, but I like to allow everybody to say their piece, and then I enter the chat. Testing this mic. I don't know if I love it. I got suckered in on TikTok to buy this mic, and of course the creator who was promoting it sounded crystal clear and wonderful. I don't know if I sound like that. What y'all think? Okay, y'all, so I had to go back to my regular iPhone audio. That mic was stressing me out. I felt like I sounded a bit distorted. So as you can see, and as I said before, I'm really trying to push out this content, this video. Some of you will see this in the new year. Some of you will see this in 2023, these last few hours that we have. But nevertheless, I am ready to talk about so many topics that I came on here fresh face. Like, y'all, I have nothing on but like lip gloss. I may have on a little brow filler, but that is it. Like, I was just so excited to do this video, and I was being lazy, and something in me, the spirit, just told me, make this video, girl. So the first thing I really want to talk about, and I did some short form content on TikTok. If you guys get an opportunity to follow me on TikTok, it is 90s Beautiful or 90s Beauty. You definitely can find me on there, and I actually have a pretty large following on TikTok. TikTok is so laid back. It's becoming the vibe. Like, Facebook is like friends, family, people you went to high school with 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Instagram is so pretentious. You have to be perfect. You have to know your camera angles. It almost has to be a movie on Instagram. But TikTok is very laid back. People are sharing ideas, recipes, where to get fruit that will help you on your journey to losing weight or how to grow hair, and just sharing like all little secrets that you need to know. So TikTok does not have an age limit. I know it started off like for pretty young people, but now everybody's on TikTok, so you need to be on TikTok too. So I want to talk about first Black Cake. Did you guys watch Black Cake? I did a video earlier about Black Cake, and I feel like all of my views and opinions have changed. Black Cake. So I did a video on Black Cake a couple of months ago when I first started watching the Hulu series, and I have to say, forget everything I said on that first video. Not forget it, but placing it in context, the culmination and the wrap up of Black Cake really talked about why people keep secrets. When I began my commentary, I was so angry that family secrets exist. And even when you get to like your 30s, when people start sharing more and more information with you about your family, you still feel a bit robbed as to why a person kept a secret, a grandmother, an aunt kept a secret from you. But the ending of Black Cake really showed that sometimes secrets are kept for survival. secrets are kept for protection. And I was having a conversation with my sister, my brother-in-law, my cousin, and her husband, and they were sharing, I don't care how ugly the secret is, I want to know. And I was like, what if the secret is your grandfather was really your grandmother, or you have a ethnicity in your family that you are unaware of, and it was because of a rape or something like that. So we really have to consider why our family members, why our ancestors kept those secrets, and not be so angry with them all the time, and really appreciate the time that we have and try to be better and present information better to the next generation. I definitely believe that it will be a season 2. So if you have not watched Black Cake, please go back and watch Black Cake and get ready for season 2 just like me. The next thing I want to quickly talk about is TD Jakes, y'all. I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and enter the chat on this TD Jakes scandal. I'm not presenting this commentary in a way that I have picked a side, because regardless of what my personal opinions and thoughts and views and intel is, it's really about just having this conversation. I talked about on TikTok how I am the daughter of a pastor. My mom is the evangelist. I've always been in church since a very, very small child. And being a part of a first family, you get a bit of, I guess you get a peek of how first families operate and are ran, and the expectations and the roles that are sometimes placed upon people in that first family, from the person who's leading the church, whether it's the mother or the father, to the person that is supporting them, the spouse, to the children, and it can even extend to like grandchildren and nieces and nephews. So for me, growing up, the church did influence me a bit. My parents did influence me spiritually, but it was no type of spiritual abuse or domination going on. I've always felt close to God. I've always had a special anointing on my life that I knew came with a very, very heavy weight. And I battled that a lot, even up until college when I was 18. And then around like 19 or 20, I started to listen to God, and he started revealing a lot of things to me, even prophetically. He's pulled back. Did he pull back, or did I pull back? That's something to explore. Sometimes God reveals things to you when you are close to him, and then when you break that closeness or you're not seeking him as much, then you don't see things much clearer. So let me correct that. Being a part of a quote unquote first family in the Black church was very telling. At times, I will say it came with a bit of recognition, but it also came with people putting an extra like magnifying glass upon your life. I remember when I was going to college, it was this older lady in my dad's church, and she merely just said hi and bye to me sometimes. But when I was going to college, she said, baby, if you mess up and if you have a baby, just come on back to the fold, because a lot of women, when they go to college, they have babies. No dig, to people who did become parents in college, but it was almost kind of like she was placing that up on me, and I did not receive that at all. I just said, have a good Sunday, see you next Sunday. And what I will say is oftentimes the role of a first family in the Black church is very performative. You can argue with me if you want, but it's very performative. I was a part of one. I didn't feel the need to perform. A lot of the things that I did was because I wanted to do them. But I would be dishonest with you if I didn't say some of the things I did was because I wanted people to respect the head of the church, which was my father at the time. Because people are so quick to say, if he doesn't have his own house in order, how can he lead us? And for some people, the church is the family business. And the same way someone would uphold a family law firm, a family grocery store, it's the same way some children, grandchildren think about the Black churches that their parents uphold. Some of them are performative. Some of them are showing you a different face than they would actually want to believe that they are themselves. Some of them are doing that or playing a role because they know that this is what you want to see. I'm not saying it's all of them, because personally, I keep using myself as an example. I didn't. During my early formative years, I wanted to learn more about God. And the more I learned about him, the more I fell in love with him. The more I wanted to grow closer to him, the mysteries and the secrets of the world. So for me, it was literally getting fed and getting nurtured through the word, even though my dad was the pastor. However, I did encounter a lot of PKs, preacher's kids, who were just performing. They were just playing a role, whether the role was, I'm going to sing a really good song for my dad, I'm going to teach a really good Bible study lesson, I'm going to play the drums and make you guys feel like I'm anointed, or I'm going to sing a solo and I'm going to bring the house down. That's the part of church culture that I do renounce. I don't like participating in church culture that is very flashy, or conversations that say, didn't we tear the house down? I want to enter into worship spaces acknowledging who God is and thanking him for who he is, and thanking him and appreciating him for who he is, and what he's done in my life. So I know I got a little churchy, but on this TD Jakes thing, I will say, don't put anything past anybody. I believe that this is a very hard lesson that TD Jakes is learning, and not just him, but also his family and those who are connected to him, and also other ministers that are chasing after this celebrity. This is a lesson for those who are seeking celebrity and clout. Your presence should sanction the atmosphere. People should feel that you are connected to something higher when you walk into the room. People should not be comfortable doing the same things that they do over and over. If you are closely connected to God and to connected to spirit, there are certain things that people cannot do in your midst. And I will say that TD Jakes did not shun the appearance of evil when he went to those parties. The pictures that are circulating of him laying on Bishop Jakes' head or his shoulder, they look a little strange. They look a little odd. They look a little peculiar. And I'm not trying to read too much into them. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. That's why it's so important that you understand that when you are ascending, when you are starting to vibrate a little higher, you cannot take everybody with you. First, if you're really doing that, everybody won't understand, and they naturally will fall off because you guys are not on the same vibration. But when you are ascending to a higher spirit, when you are ascending to being closer to God, you just cannot. You cannot fraternize with certain people. You can counsel them in private, but you most definitely cannot be seen with them in public social spaces, especially when they are doing some of the same things that you're trying to bring them out of, okay? Two cannot walk unless they agree. That's just the truth. So my prayers go out for everyone involved in the situation who were victims. That's where my prayers go. People always say, pray for the man of God. Go out to anyone involved in the TD Jakes situation that was wrong, that was hurt, that felt betrayed. That's where my prayers go. You need to be very careful, if you are a praying person, about where you direct your prayers. Direct your prayers to the right lanes, to the right people, and to the right situations. My prayers go out to the victims of the situation. And if he happens to be a victim in this situation, my prayers go out to him. So those are my thoughts on the TD Jakes situation. And let's quickly move on. So I do want to move on to Christian Keys. And I know that people have been talking about. So y'all, this is starting to happen when I do videos, especially when I'm in a space of complete joy, complete purity, and complete innocence. I heard someone talking to the side of me. I know if you don't believe it, then just skip past this. This happened on another video when I saw like a figure. It felt like a shadow of somebody that was standing like right beside me. And in this situation, I had to cut the video because it felt like someone was like talking, telling me to be quiet. And you guys saw my reaction. That was my raw reaction, and I wanted to leave that in the video. At first I was like, maybe it's just the floors creaking, maybe it's just my refrigerator or my air conditioner heater, but it was very audible. So y'all pray for me as I do this video. I am not afraid of spiritual things. I actually confront spiritual things if they are trying to bring me harm, and welcome spiritual things if they're trying to leave me messages. So sorry about that, but I had to leave that in there and we will go on. So with the Christian Keys situation, I will say Christian Keys and other people that are like him that are coming out with these stories. I think at this point, like, everybody has a Me Too story. Honestly, I have a Me Too story. I've never been sexually assaulted, but I have been solicited to do certain things to advance in my career. Spend a night with me. Go with me to this party. Go out of town with me by celebrities, by radio executives. When I was working in entertainment, this is before I changed to law and policy, I was working in the entertainment industry, and it was really fun. I lived in New York for 3 years. Some of you guys already know that, and I have a lot of stories. People who are coming out with these stories definitely have a goal in mind. One of the reasons why I haven't just come out with a story, and I have situations where I've interacted with celebrities, and my friends and family, they know about that, but I haven't really had an end goal of why I want to share my story. A lot of people say it's for a money grab. It may not be for a money grab, but in order for it to not look like a money grab, I think you need to explicitly state why you are exposing these people. Christian Keys, he talked about being tormented and how he didn't advance in his career and he had to take the scenic route to success, or his level of success. But at the same time, he didn't share why he was, exposing these people. Now, he did say the person could be doing the same thing and he did not want him to be doing the same thing, but it just wasn't clearly outlined why he was doing this. Because honestly, I do agree with the people. If you didn't want other people to be harmed, the best thing you could do is name the person. When an individual comes to a courthouse, not a courthouse, but a police station, and they say, hey, Johnny Nelson is the one who assaulted me, who did those harms to me. You want to make it known that this is the person that has done that to you. I think we are well past the point, this has been going on for a number of weeks, of if he wants to expose the name or not. And honestly, with Cassie, she did expose the name. So people can't say, oh, it was a money grab. No, Cassie is sharing with you. This is her experience. She can be validated as being in a relationship with them. And I'm really proud of her. I'm really proud of her. If she wanted to seek it criminally, she didn't have the statute of limitations, I believe. But there was an act in New York that allowed for her as an adult to come forth and share her story of being sexually assaulted or wronged by someone. And I'm so glad that she did it. And I really hope and pray that more people have the boldness to do something like that. So with Christian Keys, I really hope and pray that something is revealed in the next couple of weeks, because just coming out and saying things without any type of hard evidence or any type of, just meat for people to grab onto, it does become gossipy. It becomes gossipy. And I don't want his allegations to be watered down just because people are now not taking him seriously. And they may even feel like he's just crying wolf. So I pray that in the coming days, in the coming months, there is some meat, there is some weight that is attached to his allegations. So I talked about Christian Keys, I talked about TD Jakes, I talked about Black Cake. I said that this would be a longer video, but I am about to keep my nieces and they won't let me do no long video. So I'm gonna wrap it up here and I'm gonna do a part 2 of all of the trending topics that I wanna talk about. I hope you guys received this video with an open heart and an open mind. Talk to you next time.